Recognize the gentleman from Washington, Mr. Baumgartner.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Dr. Raymond, how many Americans were killed on October 7th?
I don't know.
Dr. Raymond, how many?
There were some in Israel.
How many Americans were taken hostage on October 7th?
I know that some were. I do not know the number.
And do you know how many Americans are currently held hostage by Hamas?
No, I do not.
But you do condemn Hamas as a terrorist group.
Yes, I do.
Well, do you think you don't know these numbers because these American victims were Jewish?
Of course, that is not the reason.
Do you think there's been sufficient sympathy for the Jewish Americans who've been killed and taken hostage by Hamas on your campus?
We are all bereft around what happened on October 7th in Israel and for all that were impacted, and it's a period. It is a horrific time in history.
Well,
and yes,
see,
we have
October 7th was the greatest terrorist attack on American citizens since 9/11, and yet you don't know how many Americans were killed, you don't know how many were taken hostage, and you have an anti-Semitism problem on your campus. So it's hard to conclude, and I appreciate that you come here today acknowledging that you yourself have personally made mistakes when it comes to anti-Semitism and that Haverford College has made mistakes, but those apologies ring a little hollow if we don't even know the basics of sympathy for how many American Jews were killed on October 7th. Now, you didn't write a letter or make a strongly worded statement after October 7th, is that correct?
I would like to say to your last question, my empathy and my deep sorrow is to all of the victims of that day. You asked me questions about Americans.
Did you make a strongly worded statement or something written after the attacks of October 7th?
Yes, I did.
You did. And you also made, I want to question whether you actually understand what anti-Semitism is. Could you define anti-Semitism?
Anti-Semitism is hatred of Jews.
Okay. Now, you did issue a statement very quickly after the protests and riots of January 6th, did you not?
I did.
You did. And in those, you described specifically the protesters on January 6th as being anti-Semitic. And in that same statement, did you not? I can read it to you if you'd like me to.
Pardon me, I'm sorry, I thought I heard January 6th.
Yeah, January 6th. So you didn't issue a very strongly worded statement after October 7th, but you did after January 6th. And you described the January 6th protesters at the nation's capital as anti-Semitic. And in that same statement, you also said that Black Lives Matter is a peaceful organization. Is that true? Do you see Black Lives Matter as a peaceful organization?
I think that I am being misquoted by what you said.
I'll read it to you. It says, incited by the president's words and parading explicitly anti-Semitic symbols, these rioters violently attempted to add another obstruction to the presidential election. He also said, many have noted the conduct of the Capitol Police and the contrast to the aggressive treatment of peaceful assemblies of Black Lives Matter protesters. So is Black Lives Matter Black Lives Matter a peaceful organization?
It is a nonviolent organization.
Was there any anti-Semitism exhibited by Black Lives Matter?
I am not aware of that.
So you're not aware the president of a university that does not know how many American Jews were killed on October 7th and a president that does not know of any anti-Semitic behavior by Black Lives Matter. Are you aware that Black Lives Matter committed over $2 billion in damage? This is the organization that you describe as peaceful.
Representative, I may not know those facts that you have asked me about, and what I do know is that as president of Haverford College, I'm committed to creating...
See, what I think is that your apology rings hollow. I think it's politically convenient for you now to come cap in hand to when folks like Republicans are serious about anti-Semitism and you have federal funding on the line, you'll come here, and yet in your background, you have displayed behavior failing to significantly condemn the attacks of October 7th, not as a university president at a prestigious university, not being aware of the suffering that American Jews have suffered perhaps because they are Jewish, and then describing an anti-Semitic group like Black Lives Matter as a peaceful group, when anybody who even had turned on the television and watched the news knew that they were committing billions of dollars in damage and violence across this country, and that they have deep anti-Semitic roots. I yield back.
I thank the gentleman. I recognize now the gentleman from Wisconsin.
Mr. Cole, if somebody issues statements which are critical